Yes, hello, welcome everybody. It's Chris here from MoDXtra, and we've got another figure unboxing for you folks today. And in this installment, we're going to be taking a look at the robot enhanced design Transformers Soundwave. So here we are, Soundwave, the robot enhanced design Transformer figure by Hasbro. Now, I don't know whether this marks me out as a bit of a weirdo or not, but Soundwave is my favourite Transformer. I know most people will go for Optimus or Bumblebee or Hot Rod or one of the cooler cars or planes, but I used to love Soundwave. I have lamented for decades the fact that I was never able to get my hands on one. They weren't so easy to get our hands on over here in the United Kingdom. I had some Generation 1 stuff when I was a kid, but I never got my hands on a Soundwave. But I just love that whole kind of cassette thing. We had Beaky, and was it Beaky? I can't even remember the name. But just really cool, fun, and the ways it looks like a bit of a ninja on the face. Just worked for me. And I was mooching around. I'd heard good things about these on one of the Toys and Figures Discords that I belong to, so I kept an eye out for them, and then one came up at a bit of a discount on eBay, so I picked it up. Now, these are particularly interesting because they don't transform. They are figures intended to be the robot form of the Transformers, which I think is quite interesting. I know for some collectors that's a little bit off-putting, but for me, particularly with a character like Soundwave, that's very attractive. That works perfect for me. This will have an ideal place on my nerd altar, where all my figures and statues and other nerdy such like collectibles go. So I picked it up just for a bit of fun, bit of a lark, something to make a video out of, and I'm going to crack it open and take a look at it live now with you guys. So let's jump on over to the overhead camera, shall we? Let's pop that open there. There we go. Slide out the plastic insert with all these little extra bits and bobs and doodads. Come on, Soundwave, out you come. Oh, that's going to be noisy on the mic for you fine folks. Hope you're enjoying that. These lovely anti-shoplifting measures. Oh God. Everyone just sit there quietly watching Chris make an absolute hash of this. And then we've got a couple of extra hands. A little cassette. And a laser gun. Because your Transformers have got to come with a laser gun. Right, let's zoom this in a little bit. There we go. Right, here we are then, folks. Here is Soundwave in the flesh, as it were, in all his glory. You've seen me unbox it in that previous little recorded section there. I've had a bit of a play with him in between unboxing and setting up to record this part of the video. As you all would have done, of course. I don't know why my camera is struggling to put his feet in focus. Must be something to do with my lighting. I need to work on my lighting, but I'll figure that out one day, I suppose. I'm going to put it out there nice and early. There's a lot to like about this figure, and it appeals to me a great deal, but there are some things that I think would put some collectors off or are points of contention, that, I'll share my thoughts and reflections on those in a moment. But it is a bit disappointing to me because I've jumped 2 feet in here. I've bought 2 robot enhanced design figures from Hasbro. I thought Soundwave might be a bit lonely, so I got him a little friend. Although Soundwave is a Wave 1 figure, and the other figure I bought is Starscream, and that's a Wave 3 figure, so I wonder if there's been any kind of incremental improvements. Keep your eyes out on the channel for an unboxing and review of that Wave 3 figure of Starscream, and in order to keep your eye out for that, you need to subscribe to the video and hit the notification bell, folks. So please do that. I'd love to have you stick around and be a part of my little nerdy Church of Nerddom community. So let's talk a bit about some of the positives. Now, straight out the gate, one of the things that attracted me to these figures and appeals to me a great deal is the aesthetic of it. This is, as a non-transforming figure, much more accurate, I suppose, would be the word. It replicates the look and feel and aesthetic of the cartoon, more accurately. So a transforming figure, first and foremost, is designed and engineered for the play experience. The engineering is built so that you can transform it. And so while they're relatively accurate to the look and feel of the cartoon, they don't entirely replicate it, whereas this has much more got the vibe. And I like the little touches of detail that really make it feel like he's fallen right out of the 80s cartoon. You know, he's got his little yellow knee vents, his ventilation there, his exhaust. Interesting place to keep your exhaust, Soundwave, I suppose, but you know, robots need exhausts. Little red trimmings around the wrists. He's got the yellow trimmings around his breastplate there. He's got the nice red eyes that are very cartoon accurate. So I like the fact that he's got the cartoon feel about it, and I'm quite happy to forego the transformation element. But of course, if you are looking for the play experience, and let's face facts, they are Transformers. They're called Transformers. They should transform. It's a whole part of the gimmick, the appeal, the attractive elements. So if that's what you're into it for, then this isn't the figure for you. But I like that he replicates the cartoon look. And because I'm just looking for a kind of shelf presence there, it's someone that I want to display on my nerd altar to acknowledge my love of Transformers from when I was a kid in the 80s, then it works perfect for me. In terms of the play experience or the posability and articulation, I was one observation straight out the box was that the joints were extremely stiff, and there is very little guidance on the box or like a little instruction pamphlet, anything like that, to let you know what the capabilities and the features of the figure are. So one of these shoulders, I forget which one, but when I first took it out of the box, I couldn't get it to move up, and then as I was doing so, I was hearing those kind of stressy, clicky sounds, and I was like, oh man, am I about to snap his arm off? And then I felt the same here in the sort of groin area. I wasn't sure what the range of motion was around the legs, and I was hearing those little pops and clicks, and I was like, oh Jesus, am I about to snap the leg off my brand new, just opened Soundwave figure, which wasn't a very enjoyable experience, and there's no guidance at all from Hasbro as to what it can or can't do. And I'll probably have a Google, or probably someone else has done another. There'll be videos for days on the subject of this guy. However, that articulation's enough for what I'm looking for. I mean, if you're a really hardcore kind of action figure photographer, or you like making dioramas, then you might find somewhat limiting in terms of what Soundwave is capable of doing, but it's enough for me in terms of a shelf display piece. The head, if I just kind of turn him sideways a bit there, the head's got a lot of motion there. I mean, if you want to do some kind of disco dancing, head bobbing, you've got lots of option in there. Can look up, can look down. The shoulders come up even like that. There's quite a bit of movement around the elbows and in the wrist areas there. I don't know, does he turn? No, he doesn't turn in the middle. Some of them have got like a ab crunch. This one doesn't appear to have. The legs less so. I'd like more motion in the legs. We can kind of kick them forward and kick them back a bit. I don't want to push too hard, but I think you can get a bit of motion out to the side. So if you want to do the Help album cover, you can do. And then his knees here. One nice touch is the ankles. There's a lot of motion and movement in the ankles. You can pop them out just a little touch as well to give you even more. So if you were someone looking to pose your Soundwave, then the ankle motion, see, like if I just sort of angle that there, makes him quite nice and sturdy. Move my hands out of the way so the autofocus gets him. Yay! Not the Help album cover. Do you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the Hard Day's Night sequence when they're having a dance and a lark around in the local park because they've escaped rehearsals. Can't buy me love. So, yeah, lots of... That might be a nice little photo project idea, putting my action figures in Beatles poses. Do the Sgt. Pepper album cover. Oh, I might do that now. Don't steal that idea. That's a good idea. Actually, I bet someone's done that already. But yeah, so you've got the feet, the ankle posability, the fact that there's quite a lot of degrees of motion and options here in the ankle space. If you are looking to do a bit of posing and a bit of photography, or make your own stop motion videos, or create a cool diorama, etc., then this has options available to you for sure. One thing that really pissed me off, this shoulder cannon is a bag of shite. Look at this. Real bag of shite. It doesn't hold in very firm. You can see there where I've been having to force it in to get it to stay, and even then, as far as I can get it to go, it's still very loose and wobbly. But you know, if like me, you're looking for 80s cartoon accurate, then you want that on him. But then to counterbalance that, one lovely little touch is this little button here on his left shoulder, right as you're seeing on the camera, where you can pop the front open like this. It gives you this little lip here, and you can, if you don't bite your fingernails like me, you can pop it open and get a little Laserbeak cassette, which doesn't transform into Laserbeak, sadly, but it's a nice touch, nice little feature. Again, if you're looking to do some posing or some interesting stuff. Let's stop there and just have a fiddle around with change his hands and show you some of the accessories that come with it too. Okay, well, I've changed up some of the gear to show off the accessories. So you get 2 alternative hands and his laser blaster, in addition to the Laserbeak cassette in there. You can see this one here on his left hand, which is the right hand screen as you're looking at it, is like a kind of pointy figure there to sort of do the button pressing motion to release his cassette deck at the front. The other hand is the trigger figure hand. Now this is a huge disappointment if you're looking for posability using his laser gun. The bottom line here, guys, I've tried and tried and tried. I cannot get this gun into this hand. I just can't do it. I don't know, unless there really is like some super forceful way to get that into that hand without, you know, obviously mangling the fingers, which are really quite rigid. Without mangling the fingers, then I don't know how on earth you're supposed to get that into there without, you know, the potential to snap his thumb off. And I'm putting, I mean, you probably can't tell on the camera there, but I'm putting a lot of force on bending these fingers forward and trying to get that gun in there. And it's already started to leave little, you can see, sort of, I don't know if you can see that on camera, like little stress marks, little scrops up and down the what do you call that? You know, the handle, not the handle. What do you call it on a gun? The bit you hold. It's got a word. Hilt? No, it's not the hilt. The grip? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I mean, to the point now where I'm just giving up. He will not be posed on my Nerd Altar shelf using the laser gun because it just doesn't fit, which is a huge disappointment if you're looking to do kind of cool, action-y looking shots. I just, you know, can't get my head around that at all. Why you wouldn't make the gun accessory simple and straightforward to put in his hand. So, quite limited accessories, but cool nonetheless. The cassette in particular, I love the vibe of that, and you can see it obviously through the transparent front of his breastplate there. This button pressing finger is alright. I mean, if you want to do some stuff with Laserbeak shooting out the front of his cassette deck, then that'll be alright for you if you know, those are the types of photos or posing you want to do. I'm thinking, though, I'm probably going to stick to the clenched fist hands and just do some stuff there. And I'm certainly not bothering with this joke. Honestly. I mean, maybe I will force it in, but I just don't. I mean, already, look, I can see the little sort of stressy mark things on the trigger finger. I don't want to end up snapping his thumb off, you know what I mean? So there you go. There's the little walkthrough of the accessories that come with him. So, to summarise then, folks, it's a question, as it often is with these things, of value. What do you want the figure for? And for my purposes, in terms of a bit of shelf presence to use on my Nerd Altar, then this is going to do the trick. Are the robot enhanced design Transformer figures the best on the market? No, I don't think they are. I may have to have a closer look at, say, the Super 7 stuff that's been knocking around. But for now, at my budget and my price range for what I'm looking for, it's very well suited. I think if you are a photographer, stop motion animator, someone who likes to do dioramas with their figures, or is a much more hardcore collector looking for very specific kind of ranges of articulation and quality, then this isn't the one for you. But, you know, for 20 quid, it'll do the trick. it'll do the trick. I'm going to enjoy this figure, I think. So there we are. That concludes my Soundwave video. Thanks so very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed what you've seen here today. And keep an eye out for the follow-up with his little buddy, Starscream. Okay, thanks folks. See you later.
Mental commands that you like this video and subscribe to MoDXtra.
Oh, behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.